Stop number 31 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Rockingham, North Carolina, the track they call The Rock, as it is known, obviously, as we're here for the second time this season, and here we're here for the running of the AC Delco 400. That's where 30 races in the books and 3 races left on the season. As the battle for the championship is, as of right now, 6 drivers have a shot at the championship at this point, though. But you know how that can get. That can be from one race to the next. But with that said, here's the starting lineup for today's running event. On the pole is number 25, James Henry. His first pole, I believe, this season. The Michael Holligan Chevrolet, car number 25. He's flanked by number 40, Phil Parker, the Coors Light Dodge. Second row, Matt McIntyre, car number 10, the Valvoline Pontiac, and number 20, Joshua Osborne in the Home Depot Pontiac. He won at Darlington this season in the Southern 500. Third row has the second Richmond winner, Mike Becker, and the second Dover winner, Levi McIntyre. He has one of our 3 in-car cameras in today's race at Rockingham. Going to the fourth row has the 2-time winner this season. He won Texas and Riverside. It's Charles Sanford, number 24, the DuPont Chevrolet. And number 15, Allison Rain in the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Going to row number 5 has the man who won the second Charlotte race this season. It's Daniel Bouchard, the Oakwood Home Chevrolet, car 33, and number 38, Laura Chung in the M&M's Ford. Next row is 16, John Andrews, and 17, Jessica Shelton, 4-time winner season so far, to the DeWalt Tools Ford. Next row down has car number 22, the championship points leader, Dylan Poteet, number 22, Caterpillar Pontiac, 4-time winner season so far. He's alongside number 28, that's Kat Batson, in the Texaco Haviland Ford. Next row down has Kat's husband Keith Batson in number 88 Quality Care Ford. He's flanked by car number 71. Gabby. He's flanked by car number 97. That is Jesse Turner. He's won twice this season so far. Batson's won once. That came at the second Talladega race. The first Talladega race, I should say. Excuse me on that. I'll be dipped. Next row down has car number 3, Cole Deaver in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. He's alongside Gabby Conklin in 71. Next row down is 32. It's Zachary Fitzwater, the winner of the second Martinsville race, and the man who's going for the Rockingham sweep. It's Nathan Orman, number 18. He also won the season at the first race at Michigan. Next row down has number 44, Tito McCoy, and 55, Quentin Moore, our second Talladega winner. Next row down, Trent Dunham in 26, and number 11, that is Cement Oscon. Next row down has number 5, Seth Cole, and number 31, James Sykes. Seth has won once this season. That came with the first Richmond race, but he's 69 points behind the leader, Dylan Poteet, in second place in the points. Next row, William Brock, 3-time winner season so far, number 4, and he's alongside number 48, Paul Minnick. Next row down has Kyle Matthews in the 42. He usually runs good at the Rock, so look out for him possibly here in this race. He has our second in-car camera, and our third camera rides inside the car of Dylan Young, the number 2 Miller Lite Dodge. He's won 3 times this season so far. Next row down is Alexander Rowe in 7 and 29, Ryan Butcher. Next row down has Zach Winkle in 12 and then number 8, Amanda Evans. And it's number 19, Ryan Brommer, and 45, Christian Vargas. Next row down has number 1, Clint Buchanan, number 41, Wes McCoy. Then it's Ryan George at number 6 and number 21, Roberto Crown Jr. And they'll be the ones that'll start shotgun in today's race. So I mentioned 6 drivers have a shot at the championship as of right now. Those drivers being Dylan Poteet, the points leader. Second place, Seth Cole. Third place is Levi McIntyre in the points chase. Then the other 3, I'm trying to remember who the other 3 are. I know Dylan Young and Nathan Orman both still have a shot at the championship as well too, and I'm actually also wanting to say Zachary Fitzwater has a shot as well too in the 32 machine. But like I said, we'll see who all has a shot and who doesn't as we head to Phoenix, which is next on the tour for the Subway 500. That is also our next to last race of the season. So that being said, here as the field is in 40 cars are lined up here. Here's the command to fire them up.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Command is beginning to fire the engines as we get some racing here today at Rockingham in the AC Delco 400 as the base car leads the field off a pit road. We'll be back for the start of the race right after this. Well, you saw Allison Rain's car would not start as the pace car was about to leave the field off a pit road for the pace lap. She is sitting on pit road right now, and it looks like she's going to miss the start of this race. So she was to start 8th in today's race. But the pace car now leaves the field off of pit road. I should say pace car now comes on the pit road. Field being led in the hands of James Sykes and Phil Parker. Green flag flies, and the AC Delco 400 is on. Matt McIntyre wasting no time in at number 10 machine as it looks inside, takes the lead away from James Sykes, or James Henry, I should say, going through turn number 3. Mike Becker in second position. Third is Henry as he comes off turn number 4, battling with the 33 car of Daniel Bouchard, and the yellow flag's already out for the first time here today. And it's Gabby Conklin, number 71, and Cole Deaver, number 3. He was 8th, he was 7th in the points coming in this race in the Goodrun Chevrolet. Deaver came in this race number 7 in the points, the winner at Watkins Glen this season. Hood badly damaged on the GM Goodrun Chevrolet. And that may have just possibly killed a shot for the championship, possibly here. Well, he had an outside shot of trying to get throwing his hat in the ring for the title, if everything went right for the 3 team. But they got 3 wide here between he, Conklin, and the 28 car of Cat Batson. And Deaver just moved up right into Conklin's car right there in the 3rd turn, and just, oh my gosh, hard in the wall. Nathan Orman almost got into the crash as well too in the 18 car. That would have been his best. Ryan Butcher gets into it. Amanda Evans, Wes McCoy, I should say. Roberta Crown Jr. gets past Wes as they come through turns number 3 and 4. There's Butcher in the 29. He's spinning along with the 8 car of Evans, and there's Cat Batson. Just about got into Amanda Evans' car back in the 8 machine, but there's the big story right there. Cole Deaver, the 3 car. I tell you, sometimes when it rains, it pours for Cole Deaver. Sometimes when it comes to this race, and he is already, no secret, out of this race. I mean, that was a very bad hit he took right there, and it's a piston failure on the number 3 Goodrun Chevrolet, and I think not to mention all the damage he had as well too, knocked him out of this race there. But Matt McIntyre led the first lap of this race here, and he is your leader. Allison Rain in the 15 car, she's now coming off of pit road finally, and that caution kind of was a break for Allison too, because that's going to put she was unable to start the race. And she is currently now scored 2 laps down. We're on lap number 4 at this point. As she's got quite a bit of time to make up, though. She probably ain't got much to pass Cole Deaver, I guess, but for a position. But Allison will at least be in this race here. But we'll be back for the restart of this race right after this. Down the backstretch they come here as the pace cars lights are off. Gabby Conklin 71 and the 15 of Allison Rain again. Those 2 are not on the lead lap. Here, Conklin's 1 lap down. Rain is 2 laps down. But right now it's Matt McIntyre leader. Mike Becker 2nd. 3rd is James Henry. 4th is Daniel Bouchard. 5th position is John Andrews. Then it's Phil Parker, Joshua Osborne, Charles Sanford, Jessica Shelton, and the points leader Dylan Poteet in the 10th position as the green flag about the fly. Pace car back on the pit road. Let's try this again here at Rockingham. Green flag back out. The AC Delco 400 is back underway. Lap number 6. They've let the 71 and the 15 cars already by, and here comes Bouchard to the low side in car number 33. 3 wide, looks like for the lead position here as they go into turn number 3, and whoa, Bouchard, like a bat out of you-know-where, takes the lead, and look at him pull away. And John Andrews says, I'm going to go with you, and he goes to 2nd place. James Henry caught up behind the 71 of Gabby Conklin. Has nowhere to go there. Osborne gets by, so does Phil Parker, and here comes the 424 Charles Sanford. He's also hung up behind. Now Henry says, I've had enough of this stuff, and I'm going to go to the inside lane. And Sanford says, I'm going to follow you. And here comes Poteet, man on a mission, that number 22 car. Wants to extend that points lead, giving him a better shot at the title going into Phoenix. And as I mentioned, he's only won one championship in the series that came way back in the very first season in this series. And he looks to... He's been having some top 5 finishes points-wise, but as I mentioned, and he's been close to the championship a couple times, but he's not quite sealed the deal on getting a second title. But he is looking pretty good right now at this point here. He's running in 7th position right now. Seth Cole at this point right now runs in 17th in this race. As you get a good look at Phil Parker in car number 40, he runs in 4th position right now behind Allison Rain. Again, Allison Rain is 39th position, 2 laps down. Joshua Osborne's 3rd, John Andrews 2nd, and Daniel Bouchard currently leads this race. Bouchard is where we found him out in the last race in the Tour. Charlotte, he was out in front making a final lap pass for the win in that race, and Bouchard was happy to finally get that monkey off his back of getting that first victory of the season after winning 3 last season. Off turn number 2 they come here. You can see off turn number 2 they get a little bit tail happy off that second corner here. And turn 2 historically has been kind of a rough corner at Rockingham somewhat too, because as they say that turn can just reach out and just grab you and bite you, I guess you might say. Almost like the turns at Dover can sometimes. Laura Chung running in 8th position. Keith Batson running in 9th in car number 88. The winner of the Winston 500 this season at Talladega. Across start finish line he comes here. Batson has had a decent season so far here. Mike Becker running in 10th position. He restarted this race restarted this race in 2nd place. He's dropped back to 10th after a bit of a shuffle. And give a call to this man, Tito McCoy, car number 44, is up to 11th position in the Brawny Georgia Pacific Papers Dodge, running up just up ahead of 3 of the best here: Quentin Moore, Jessica Shelton, and Seth Cole. Seth has worked his way up to the field a couple times here. Quentin's running 12th, Shelton's 13th, Seth right now running in 14th position. And there comes car number 42, Kyle Matthews, considered the son to be the Rockingham pastor as you jump on board now. Kyle Matthews in number 42. Kyle's in 15th position. Texaco Haviland Dodge. He has been close a couple times to winning races here. And I never thought this fourth season I'd be saying this, but Matthews is currently winless at this point in the season. And yet he is moved up in the points. He's up to I think 14th in the points for the end of this race at Rockingham. And he was down as low as 20th in the standings coming out of about middle of the season. Down to the inside here, Seth Cole tries to make a move on the 17 car of Jessica Shelton. There's this battle going on right here. Seth running 14th, Shelton in 13th right now. Dylan Young running in 16th position. 17th is Dylan's Penske teammate, Zach Winkle, the Alltel Dodge. James Sykes running in 18th position. Zachary Fitzwater running 19th, 20th. Battling for 20th is the 48 of Paul Minnick and the 4 of William Brock. Brock moves to the inside lane, takes position away from Minnick, so that moves him up to 20th position now. Minnick back to 21st. Ryan Brommer, 22nd. Jesse Turner, 23rd. Clement Oscom running 24th in the FedEx Freight Chevrolet. Nathan Orman, this is not the day he's wanting to have here at Rockingham. And Matt McIntyre, who started from the pole, has dropped to 26th in the order. Actually restarted from the number 1 spot on the restart here, and he's back to 26th position in that number 10 Valvoline Pontiac. Trying to see if he can make his way through the field. Trent Dunham's going to help him a little bit. TD to number 26 Crown Royal Ford. Running 26 right now, matching his car number here. Alexander Rowe in 27. Nathan Orman still dropping back. Levi McIntyre's also back there, and he came in this race number 5 in the points. Ormond, meantime, came in this race number I think was number 4 in the points. I think coming into Rockingham. So those two technically still have a shot at the championship, though. But right now, where they're running at right now, they're going to lose a ton of ground in the points coming out of this race, unless they can move their way up through the field very, very quickly. We are 22 laps in the books right now, and down to 37 laps remaining. And Charles Sanford's got a problem with the 24 car. Charles was running in 4th position in the 24 car, and he has got that maybe an engine problem on the DuPont Chevrolet. 2-time winner this season so far. He won at Rockingham, and actually Rockingham was not one of the wins. Actually, excuse me. He won at Texas and Riverside. That Texas finish, who could forget that one right there? Ryan George had mechanical failures coming across the white flag while leading the race, and gave Charles Sanford the win in that race there. And in Riverside, he dominated that event. And here it comes down the pit road, 45 miles an hour, to the attention of his DuPont crew, and they are going to push him and he's teleported to the garage. So Charles Sanford, not the ending he wanted to have, and we're getting word it was a camshaft failure on the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet. So that and camshaft failure is a device in the engine that measures your RPMs on the engine, your engine speed per se. And it's a device that, not to mention also that is that's a part of your engine that where your rods and your pistons are connected to, as a matter of fact, too. So if one of those fails, then you're dead in the water pretty much. So one of those you just can't change at the drop of the hat, though. It just needs a severe engine change here, and that's the kind of stuff that's done back at the shop. So anyway, that strange and boring fact all said, we are back to racing action here. Daniel Bouchard is your leader. Second is John Andrews. Third position is Joshua Osborne. At this point, James Henry now deploys forward, and Dylan Poteet doing what he needs to do. He's in good position right now in that 22 machine as we watch Bouchard, who has dominated this race so far. And we are getting through this race very, very quickly here. 30 laps is actually the halfway point. We're almost halfway. We are now at about to complete the 28th lap of this race here. We'll be down to I believe 31 to go this time by. It'll be 28 laps. 28 laps in the books, so we'll be down to 31 to go. And John Andrews gets caught up behind Ryan Butcher in the 29 car, and that's let Joshua Osborne take second position now in the number 20 machine. Osborne dives to the low side here, takes second place away, but John Andrews, he's got a fast car in his number 16 machine. Andrews won last season at California last season, and he has not scored since, but he's quietly had one of the best cars this season. Talking about the man in the number 16 National Guard Ford. He's had quite a few top 10 finishes there. He's not in the top 10 in the points this season, though, but Andrews, the man who was Rookie of the Year last season, looking strong here so far today, and still has a shot at possibly winning this race because we're now halfway home, 30 laps in the books, and 29 laps to go here at the Rock as we take you through the field once again here. There's James Sykes. Battle for fifth going on as Laura Chung looks low side on Dylan Poteet. That is for the 5th position, and Laura has that spot here, and that moves Poti back a spot. Maybe back 2 more spots, because here comes Keith Batson and Mike Becker, the 88 and the 43 cars. So Poti, who was running 5th, is now back to 6th position there, but here comes Batson to the low side now. Tries to get by him, and now he comes down the low side. Becker pulling up behind the 88 car, and that moves Batson out to 6th place, and Becker up to 7th, Poti back to 8th. But he better step on him, because here comes Quentin Moore and Jessica Shelton hooked up behind. Moore running in 9th, and Shelton running in 10th. And Seth Cole at the 11th position right now in the number 5 car. And he'd like to get by Poti and pick up a few points himself. Preferably pick up quite a few on positions on Poti, I guess you could say. Preferably that. He runs 11th right now. We're on lap 34 at this point here in this race. 12th position right now belonging to Kyle Matthews. 13th is Dylan Young. 14th, Phil Parker. Zachary Fitzwater's 15th. Allison Rain again, not on the lead lap. She's 38th. James Sykes is 16th position right now. 17th is William Brock. Jesse Turner 18th. 19th right now is Zach Winkle. 20th is Tito McCoy. He was up as far as 11th a few laps ago, but unfortunately Tito has dropped back since. As we continue to watch this battle going on for position right there as they go through turns 1 and 2, here comes Quentin Moore driving it low on Poti as they come off the second turn. He's got the help from Jessica Shelton in number 17 machine. And Quentin trying to run the same tracks. He's about half a lane lower than Poti at this point here. See what happens as they come to it. See what happens on this lap here. More up on the high side now a little bit right now as they come up the second corner. There's the view from the copter cam here. Poti running 8th, Moore's 9th, and here comes Seth Cole closing up on Jessica Shelton for 10th. In the meantime, Mike Becker up ahead trying to get by Keith Batson. There is Becker in the 43 car, and now Poti decides, hey, this is an opportunity for me to pick up a position here. Becker gets by, Poti goes by, here comes Jess. A little bit close on Batson. Whoa! Seth Cole got a little bit close to Keith as well too, the number 5 car. So move Poti up to 7th, 8th is now Moore, 9th is Shelton, and 10th is now Seth Cole. And Quentin's still trying to get by the 22 cars. They go through turns number 3 and 4 here. Dodge versus Chevrolet. Coming across the start-finish line here, completing another lap. That's 39 laps in the books and 20 laps to go. Daniel Bouchard, by the way, still your leader of the race here over Joshua Osborne in second position. Then it's John Andrews, James Henry, and Laura Chung, the top 5. Then Becker is in 6th position as Batson has now dropped all the way back to the 11th position. More lap traffic they've caught now here as Bouchard gets by Amanda Evans, so does Osborne, and so does the 16 car of John Andrews. Andrews and Osborne, they keep hooked up right there. They may have a shot at Bouchard possibly, but Bouchard right now has had probably without question one of the strongest cars out there, if not the strongest car at this point. Check the fastest lap of the race so far here. The fastest lap was set by Charles Samper before he got knocked out of the race at 156.924 miles an hour. Bouchard is second fastest lap at 156.736. There you see the lap speed's down to about in the low 140 mile an hour range here at Rockingham. But so far, nobody's had anything for that number 33 team. Mike Becker right now in 6th position. There's Poteet in 7th position. Jessica Shelton now getting past Quentin Moore, and now Seth Cole's also got past him as well too. So Seth getting closer to that number 22 car now. Let's see what Shelton's going to do to the Poteet machine. Depends, of course, on how much trouble the 8 car of Amanda Evans gives the 22 machine. We've seen lap traffic become a nuisance to some of the leaders here as they come up to number 4 now. Poteet stuck behind the 8 car. Here comes Shelton. He's on the high side now, but let's see what happens in turn number 1. And whoa! Jess had to chase that car well at the track area and leaves her trapped behind the 8 car. And look who's hooked together now, the 22 and the 5. And finally, Shelton gets by Amanda Evans. I'm not so sure she didn't give Amanda the finger neither, too, for that one. In other words, the international signal for year number 1. Anyway, but anyway, this is the battle that fans have come to see here. 22 and the 5 cars going at it. This is a battle for 7th place here, by the way. And Shelton's pulled it back behind Seth Cole. See what happens now as they come to the start-finish line. We're now down to, this time by we had 13 laps remaining. Still Bouchard leading, by the way. We haven't ignored the lead pack, by the way. But this is a battle for the points, by the way, too. Seth, as we mentioned, 69 points back of the leader coming into this race at Rockingham. Neither driver has led yet today, but here comes Shelton down the low side of Seth Cole. She gets back past him. Seth up the high side gets loose a little bit right there. Keith Batson coming down low. And Seth throws the block on the 88 cars. They go through turns number 3 and 4 now. Come by now to complete lap number 48. We're down to 11 to go. Here at Rockingham, it's still Bouchard looking for his second straight win. He won Charlotte and looking for win number 2 on the season. We have had 17 different winners so far this season. This season, we've had 19 winners last year, or last season, I should say. So we're not far away from that, though. But like I said, 2 races left to go after this one here. So I don't know if we'll have I don't know if we'll equal the 19 different winner mark, but still. But still, it shows you a sign of parity this series has had. And Osborne got off the wall, come off turn number 2. That's going to cost him even more ground to that number 33 machine. Lap traffic about almost a full straightaway ahead of the leaders now. So I don't think Bouchard's going to have any worries about lap traffic at this point here. They see over there, they're about a full straightaway ahead. So they go to turn number 3 now. Bouchard brings it down through there. Osborne still second. Third is still Andrews. And it's a battle for 5th now going on between Laura Chung and Mike Becker, the 43 and the 38 cars. Bouchard throws it, I should say, Chung throws it down low on Becker as they come to off turn number 2. Becker dives the inside lane here, and of course, we mentioned speeds are slower than what they were at the start of the race here. The reason why is, of course, this track here, Rockingham, this area is what they call the sand hills of North Carolina. They have said Rockingham and Darlington are 2 of the tracks that are like sandpaper to tires. In other words, your tires wear out faster at those 2 tracks than anywhere else. So, and of course, obviously, the more your tires wear out, the more slower you go, obviously. So, and Becker now gets by the 38 car of Chung and gets position away. That's 5th position for the 43 machine right now. And meantime, Jessica Shelton gets by Dylan Poteet. And here comes Seth Cole to the low side now. Is he going to follow through? He almost did right there, but Poteet shuts the door on Seth. And Seth is just going to wind it in, shoots her in there, and just gets past Poteet. I thought Poteet had a problem for a second too, though. That would have been huge for Seth right there, but it turned out Poteet didn't have a problem. He just got in there to turn a bit too hard and decides to regroup and try once again. And now he's got blood in his eyes now because he sees that 5 car ahead of him now. But here comes Poteet to the outside, Seth down low. In the meantime, Quentin Moore now goes inside, and also that's 10th position he's got here too. And here comes number 32, Zachary Fitzwater in the 4 car of William Brock, closing as well too. Poteet to the inside for the lead, or not for the lead actually. 4th position, that's 8th and 9th position right now. .56 laps down, 3 laps remaining. This is not a battle for the lead here. Daniel Bouchard has got a 1-second advantage on Joshua Osborne right now in this race here. Jessica Shelton gets off the wall, come off turn number 2, but still maintains control. Quentin Moore trying to close up on the back of Poteet's car here. Poteet's still trying to catch Seth Cole to come across the start-finish line. 2 laps to go. And meantime, we're back to the leader here. Daniel Bouchard will see the white flag. He has 1 lap remaining here. Rockingham lap traffic up ahead. But it's not going to make any difference right now here. White flag for Daniel Bouchard. In the Oakwood Home Chevrolet, he won the Mellow Yellow 500 at Charlotte, the last race on the tour. And now he's about to collect his 2nd victory of the season, barring any problems on that 33 car. But it looks like he's going to be home free at this point here through turns number 3 and 4. Sticks that Oakwood Home Chevrolet down low, drifts up to the high side. Off to number 4, he's got it home free. The AC Delco 400 belongs to Daniel Bouchard. He's gone 2 in a row this season. He wins at Rockingham. So Daniel Bouchard, who had been close a few times for most of the season, finally has nabbed 2 in a row. The Oakwood Home Chevrolet does it again. Joshua Osborne finishes 2nd. 3rd place will go to James Henry. 4th to Mike Becker, as he got by John Andrews, who finishes 5th. Jessica Shelton, a nice day, finishes 6th. 7th will go to Laura Chung. Dylan Poteet got back past Seth Cole on the final lap to finish 8th. Seth comes home 9th, and Quentin Moore will end up finishing in 10th. So Poteet gains about another 5 points on Seth there in the battle for the championship. Although the championship battle is not over yet, not by a long shot at this point. Average speed 131.142. Only 1 caution flag slowed this race down. And it was way back on the very first lap of the race. Rest of the finishing order here: Zachary Fitzwater with a nice 11th place finish here today. William Brock 12th. Kyle Matthews 13th. 14th Keith Batson. 15th Jesse Turner. Dylan Young 16th. Levi McIntyre moved up to finish 17th. Phil Parker 18th. Trent Dunham 19th. 20th will go to Paul Minnick. 21st to Zach Winkle. James Sykes 22nd position. Nathan Orman, not the day he won, ends up finishing 23rd. Then Alexander Rowe 24th. Matt McIntyre, who is leading on the restart on lap number 6. He ends up dropping back to 25th in the final running order. Ryan George 26th, and 26th position was Ryan George. 27th to Cement Oscon. Tito McCoy 8th. 28th position, 29th, Clint Buchanan. 30th, Christian Vargas, West McCoy. 31st, Roberto Crown Jr. 32nd, Ryan Brommer, Kat Batson, Gabby Conklin, Ryan Butcher, Allison Rain, and Amanda Evans. Those the Rosary finishers here today. 38 cars finished this race, and 34 of them on the lead lap. Kat Batson was the last car to finish on the lead lap. 2 cars out of the race here: Charles Sanford with a camshaft failure and Cole Debo with a piston problem. But for all intents and purposes, he got knocked out of the race when he crashed. So there you have it with that. So that was, and that was 2 of the big names. That was 2 of the names that was up there in the points as well too. So that's quite a blow for them. But a big win for Dana, and he'll get you going. Also, be sure to check out our other two channels that does NNSCRA offline series. Those channels being Thrashman at 99 and X867539 8675309 That's the other channel. That's the channel who does the NNSCRA Spectrum Bubble Cup Series, and Thrashman 899 is the channel that does the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. So subscribe to both those channels for some cool stuff, and also subscribe to this channel, the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, for some cool stuff here, as well. Again, it's including Seth's Duracell Cup Series, the main series on this channel. So that will do it here today at Rockingham. For now, it's James Qualls, the production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 10 years of offline racing at its best. We'll see you at Phoenix for the Subway 500.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?